So not too long ago, I did a video on an AI directed fragrance from the Duo brand. And here we actually have 100 ml, which is brand new for the brand, as far as I'm concerned, with the exception of their other presentations. But in this presentation, it looks to be totally new. This is called AI Vanille. So this is a vanilla-based fragrance made with the assistance of artificial intelligence. I'm excited to give you my thoughts on this cognac, rum, vanilla custard, Bulgarian rose, and Madagascan vanilla fragrance, so make sure to stay tuned. Now, before I begin today's episode and I give you my thoughts on AI Vanille by the Duo brand, I will tell you all about this fragrance in terms of the notes, the performance, longevity, comparisons, so on and so forth. But before I begin the video, I do want to mention that if you're a fan of fragrance-related content, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell, and also please give this video a thumbs up for the algorithm. It would really mean a lot to me. So the other one that I had covered is a pear-based fragrance, and it's awesome. It's sweet, it's fruity, it has some other interesting accords in there. So as far as the inclusion of AI technology, AI really just selects the accords and then the brand acts upon it. So here we have Bulgarian rose, Madagascan vanilla, there's sandalwood, gaiac wood, there's this vanilla custard accord, and then of course there's also cognac and rum, so it's a little spicy, a little boozy, or perhaps that's the impression that one would get upon looking at the note breakdown. I'm going to break down the smell as best as I can in just a little while. Let's start things off with a quick look at the presentation first. So in the opening of this fragrance, you are going to get this smooth, creamy vanilla ingredient. And it's such a beautifully done vanilla. And it kind of brings to mind fragrances like Altair by Parfum de Marly, but not quite. It's not that super heavy, spicy ginger blackcurrant vanilla that you get in Ani by Nishane. And it's also not Imperium by Electimus London, which is kind of along those same lines. And then of course, there are some other like really boozy vanilla fragrances like Spiritu du Vanille by Guerlain. And what's interesting about this fragrance is it smells like none of those, and instead it has this gentle rum and cognac, so it's not as spicy as I initially thought. And I think that's also because of the other gourmand properties that are keeping that sweetness grounded. They're never letting the spices overtake the blend. There's also brown sugar in here, so brown sugar, vanilla custard, Madagascan vanilla, and yes, I do smell the rose. The more time that I spend with it, the more the rose comes through, and it's this really natural smelling rose that I think is greatly appreciated. And you know, it's not too often you get this vanilla boozy rose fragrance. Usually when you get rose, you get some fruity components or you get some other floral components kind of adding to that bouquet. But here you have brown sugar and Madagascan vanilla and vanilla custard. So it's a very gourmand take on rose. But again, I'd be hard pressed to call this a rose-based fragrance because it's not, right? It's a vanilla-based fragrance. Vanilla is really sitting at the forefront of this fragrance. So just smelling it, you have this warmth because there's also this warm amber accord in here, but it's not overly balsamic, you know, and this is why I keep going back to the sweets. I think the vanilla, that vanilla custard accord and the brown sugar are really taking the helm here, and they're grabbing the proverbial bull by the horns, and they're steering this fragrance in that gourmand direction so that everything else is kind of in the wake of their travels, right? Everything else is sort of left in the dust, but I really enjoy how everything else is sort of an accent piece in this fragrance, and it is creating this beautiful backdrop. It's awesome, right? So far, we have 2 for 2 as far as AI-directed fragrances from the Duo brand, and whatever accords they're selecting, and by they, I mean AI. I don't know what specific technology is being used, but I see that the end result is something really pleasant, really magnificent. So I'm really looking forward to more creations and more kind of falling along or under this umbrella. I'm really excited to see what the brand has in store for the future. AI Vanille is awesome. Not an overly thick syrupy vanilla, but a gentle vanilla, sweet leaning, very different from other vanilla fragrances out there. So super happy to have this one in my collection, and 100 ml at that. This one is going to last me for a very long time. It's also my scent of the day. Let's go ahead and finish things off with my overall assessment. So first up, in terms of the uniqueness and the overall smell, here we are certainly dealing with a unique vanilla-based fragrance. Even as I compare it to other vanilla fragrances that I have in my collection, and I have quite a number of them, it really doesn't compare to any of them. It goes down its own path, and I really appreciate the uniqueness and originality behind this one. Very mass appealing, no rough edges, longevity is 10 plus hours, projection was wonderful for the first hour or two of application. It radiated at an arm's length, never really fully beyond that, but consistent projection. Elbows length scent right around hour 7, skin scent right around hour 10. In terms of the versatility, perfectly unisex, all seasons, all occasions, anybody of any age. Honestly, one of the most versatile fragrances that I own. Presentation on this one, I really like how the label here, you might not be able to see it, but it is actually a little embossed here on the graphic of the Android here, something that would make Philip K. Dick very proud. But AI Vanille 100 ml Extrait de Parfum. My final verdict on this fragrance is, I think it's awesome. You know, a lot of people are excited at the prospect of AI intervening in perfumery. Some people are not so excited, and you know, I will always prioritize a human's creations before AI, because it could end up being something akin to the literary world, where what's already out there in terms of text is just being rehashed. So I have some trepidation about it, but we'll see where it goes. We'll see the direction it goes in, and I know I am not ready to discard my favorite perfumers just yet. So thank you so much for watching. What has been your experience with the Dua brand? Drop your comment down below. Are you gonna pick up this fragrance? I think it's awesome. I hope you at the very least can sample this one so you can see what the buzz is about. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, hit subscribe, hit the bell, give this video a thumbs up. Thanks again for watching. I love you all, and we'll see you tomorrow with a new episode.